Hello everyone, I'm Deamonne from the Dyslexia System, and today I want to talk about hyper and hyposensitivity. This is something that you can have when you're autistic, dyspraxic, have ADHD, or anything along those lines. We experience it because of our dyspraxia, but other neurodivergent developmental disorders, stuff like that can experience it too. I think we mostly have like hypersensitivity and not as much hyposensitivity. But for us, it can also differ per alter, whether we're hyper or hyposensitive or neither. But yes, this is something that you can have with any sense whatsoever. You can have it with like light, sound, touch, pain, taste, smell. I don't know if there's another sense, but any kind of sense. So if you're not hyper or hyposensitive, you have like a normal sensitivity to something. So like you would have like a normal amount of smells that you smell, and like the light would just, it wouldn't really bother you as much. You would just feel it and experience it the same as other neurotypical people and people that are not hyper or hypersensitive. I'm sorry if like the explanation doesn't make much sense. I'm just trying to figure out what the right way of explaining it. Probably should have done it before making the video, but yeah, if it doesn't make sense, it's just because I'm struggling with how to word it well. Apologize. But yeah, if you're hypersensitive, your senses are like cranked up a certain amount, like quite a bit. And when you're hyposensitive, they're cranked down. Yeah, they're cranked down a lot. So let's say you have like a scale, right? And then in the middle to like this bit, that would be normal. Anything here, if it's like 10 or like a high number, would be hypersensitive, anything in this range. And then anything this range going to like 0 would be hyposensitive. Maybe that makes more sense. But that's just like how you experience it, so it's like a scale. And neurotypical people, I think, would be like in between the normal thing. And then if you have like dyspraxia or autism or whatever, and you're like, then you can be either above or below. You can also still be in the middle ground. But then you can be hyper or hyposensitive to specific things. We have that we're pretty much, I think all of us are hypersensitive to sound. So we tend to hear things that other people can't hear because they're so far away, or like they're so soft we can still hear those. Which can be nice. But then when there are no sounds around it, we miss all those, forgot the English word. We all stimuli. We miss all the stimuli that come from the sounds. So we have to always have sound around us. It's not fun, but yeah. And also being hypersensitive to sound can also cause that if it's like, if there are quite some sounds around you, it's easier to get overstimulated. And then if you say something about it, people will be like, what do you mean it's not too loud? Because like they don't hear it as much as you do. They don't hear as many sounds as you do. But then like if you're, I don't know what it would be like if you're hypersensitive to sound. We don't experience that, so I'm not, but like that would be the opposite, I guess. But I don't really know how to explain, because like in my mind that will just mean that you're more hard of hearing, but I don't think that would be the same thing. So I don't know. I haven't looked into it that much. I am sorry, but like, yeah, then you're on the other scale. And then if you were to be like with pain, for example, if you have like an injury that hurts, like even if you're on this scale, it will hurt. If you were to be hypersensitive to pain, it would feel way worse, and people might say that you're over exaggerating the pain, because for them it would be like in this scale, so they would think, oh, you would just react like the way I would react, but then you're not, because you feel way worse. So yeah, then people might say you're overreacting. And then if you're hyposensitive, so like over here, it can be that you don't feel the pain at all. Normally it would hurt, you don't feel it, or you barely feel any pain, which you might also get people being like, what? You don't, what? It doesn't hurt for you? What? You might also think it's weird. Whereas I think Steven is hyposensitive to pain. But he doesn't from much, so. But that is our guess, that he's like hypersensitive to pain. And then like with hypersensitivity to light, for example, which is what most of us have. I have it like more than some of the others, but most of us do. Especially when we're outside, we want to wear sunglasses. We really want to. We don't all of the time. And then we just squint a lot with our eyes against the sun, like you would if it's like summer and the sun is shining bright. And you don't have sunglasses or whatever, you know that? Yeah, that's what we do every time we're outside. Don't wear sunglasses, someone's fronting who's hypersensitive to light. But like we have sunglasses with us at all time. It's just a lot of time we tend to not put them on when we leave, because we're with people who, like, it's not that bright when you're putting them on. And yeah, it's annoying because we need them. We're just afraid of like comments that we get from people we know if we wear them. Well, it's like winter or spring or autumn. Yeah. So if we don't have a pocket that we can hide them in, but we have to put them in our bag, we don't tend to put them on and just suffer through the squinting against the sun. Because like if we have to leave to go somewhere, and we can put the sunglasses in our pocket, and we have to go there alone, we just put the sunglasses on when we're out of sight of like the people who would otherwise make comment about it. So yeah, and then I don't know what it would be like with hypersensitivity. None of us have hypersensitivity when it comes to light. But also hypersensitivity to taste is something that we all experience. And then like you can start tasting very small differences. We made a video about like our experience with food with dyspraxia earlier. If Loki remembers, we'll link it up here. But hypersensitivity to taste can also lead to like eating disorders like ARFID, avoidant food something, which is what we found out we also have. Still need to make a video about that, but yeah, it can lead to like an eating disorder, which is not nice, and there's nothing you can do about it, sadly. I don't think we have it with like feeling, like touch, that we're hyper or hypersensitive to it. But yeah, it's just you experience more, like way more than normal, or you experience way less than normal. I don't know if we're like hypersensitive to smell. My guess is that we are, but I'm not sure if there's like something else that could be the cause of this. But we do smell a lot less things than normal. It has to be like we only smell certain things, like the smell of mint is like really strong for us. We don't like it at all. It's like one of the worst smells and tastes. It really burns our tongue a little, or at least that's the feeling we have, because yay, hypersensitivity. But most of the time, we don't smell anything. Right now, there is no smell in my nose, not at all. I'm in a room that like normally would be at least some smell, but no. We only smell like food most of the time, but not all the time. Most of the time we do smell like warm food. Flowers, if we're up close, we can smell them. Perfume, we can smell if we're like close to the person wearing perfume, but also not a lot. So yeah, no, we don't smell a lot, and every time we're saying like, yeah, we don't know what a room or any person smells like. We never experience that. Saying that every person, every room has specific smells is strange to us, because we don't know, like we don't experience that. We're like, what? You don't smell that? What? I know we're not the only I know we're not the only person in our family who has this experience with smell. But like I said, I don't know if it's hypersensitivity to smell or if it's something else. But yeah, that is what I think it's hypersensitivity. But I guess that's what hypersensitivity can be like. But yeah, I hope this has helped a little bit. And obviously, hypersensitivity and hypersensitivity is also a skill. Like, it's not everyone has it to the same degree. It's skill. And if you are hypersensitive for one sense, like touch, that doesn't mean that you're hypersensitive for all your senses. You can also be hypersensitive to touch, but hyposensitive to pain, or any combination. And you can also be like not hypersensitive and hypersensitive for sound, while you are hypersensitive for touch and hypersensitive for pain, or any combination is possible. But yeah, I hope this has helped. I'm sorry if it's a little difficult to understand. I hope it was at least some way clear. And but yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or whatever, leave them down below in the comments. If you want to follow us on social media, it's in the description. Do you have to say we're way more active on Twitter than on Instagram, because we don't really know what to post on Instagram. yeah, if you want to see more of our videos, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified when we upload a new video. We upload every Wednesday. And we'll see you all in the next video. Bye!